Listen, if you clicked on this video, you're probably curious about high ticket sales, maybe wondering if this is a real way to make serious money. Well, I'm going to tell you the truth. So there's no hype, there's no guru, there's no selling fairy tales for 100K months overnight. In just 2 years, I am living proof of this. I went from actually getting divorced, becoming a single dad, completely broke at the age of 22, to making over $500,000 in 2 years during the worst time of my life and still spending half of the time with my daughter. That's right, my top month was $750,000 in revenue sold, with that month bringing me in personal commission over $65,000 in my bank account. And here's the best part. I do it mostly in one call. I know what works because I've tracked every step of my journey from being broke to then scaling to making over $500,000 in 2 years. So with that being said, today we're going to discuss exactly what it's like to make over $14,000 a month as a high ticket closer and what the gurus don't usually tell you, how to break into the industry and what to do next. With that being said, if you guys like this content and you like the video, make sure to click the subscribe button. But most importantly, if you want to break into this high ticket space and you don't know who to get connected to, and you feel like month after month goes by and you just have no progress into getting those good offers, I would love to help you get in connection with those offers. So what to do is click the link down below, apply for my mentorship and see if it's a good fit. We don't work with everybody, we work with very specific individuals who are going to do very good. So with that being said, click the link down below and we will see you on the inside. But let's go ahead and transfer over to here. So how to actually make $14,000 a month as a high ticket closer. Now, obviously I've done very good, making $20,000 a month on average for 2 years straight, which is pretty good. And so why this actually matters is, let's be real about the fake gurus happening, the unrealistic income claims, confusing advice that you hear online without the actual connection of having someone like me help you find the offers. So why would you listen to me? Like I said, I'm a divorced single dad. I got to making 30 to 40K months, on average making 20K months across 2 years, 300K plus annually in commissions working from home. And I only work 15 to 17 days a month as the other days I spend with my daughter. So I work half the month and I make a good amount. I trained sales reps with zero experience into killers for the past few years. And what is actually high ticket sales? So a simple definition of this is anything that's 3K plus is considered a high ticket product, but certain people have different variations of that. Usually this is for influencers online. So your favorite YouTubers, Instagrammers, TikTokers, they sell products and services to help other people and we sell those packages for them. You earn a commission to close warm leads on your calendar. That's right. I wake up, I roll out of bed, I come over to my computer, I start taking sales calls. I typically take quite a few sales calls, 8 to 10. That's it. I enjoy my day, have fun with my daughter, and that is very much it. So if you like that schedule, being able to work from home and make a killer amount, then this is perfect. So why this exists is influencers actually need you. Influencers have a lot of leads. They don't have time for the calls themselves. And so they need closers to convert those clients into sales for them. And so you are the helper for them. You're the hero. How you actually make money on this is warm leads come into your calendar. They book on your calendar. You handle the objections, close the calls in 30 to 45 minutes. You take on average of 8 to 10 calls a day, and then you get a percentage of commission on those deals. But do you need experience? Well, the short answer is no. There's a few caveats though. You need to be well-spoken. We don't work with people who can't speak English very well, and we need fluent, clear expression. A big piece of this job, they obviously see you on your camera, but you need to be speaking very clearly to the prospect because that is how we make the sales. Experience is a lower priority, and attitude with high priorities, high achievement is a very, very big plus in the industry. So what actually matters is the top traits are coachability, communication, work ethic, no ego. We don't want ego. Now, here's a reality check. The first few months that I started in the industry, I was making between $3,000 to $4,000 for the first few months. The reason why is I was being ramped. So I wasn't even taking full calls. I was taking maybe like 2 calls a day, a few times a week. It really wasn't that much. Okay. But once the calls bumped up, yes, I was making well above 10K a month, as you see the screenshots that I've added in this video. So no, for most people, they won't earn 10K right away because there is a gap. You have to build up that gap on the offer. And that's why we say the best way to actually learn these skills once you go through our training in our private mentorship is to get on an offer as quick as possible, because then you can actually build the skills with that offer itself and then dial in your process. That's going to be the quickest way to get up to KPIs, making money, build your confidence. The average is 2.5 to 4K the first few months. So this might be enough for most of you to go full time and then start making more. And then that's when the growth really comes in. So the growth timeline is typically this. I did very similar stuff month 1, 2, and 3. I was making 3 to 4K. And then after about month 3, 10K plus per month is very possible. We're seeing right now, especially with my group, the average being about 14,000 across many different offers. Now, there are some offers that will literally have $50,000 to $60,000 months, and that is fantastic, especially on AI offers nowadays. So we help you get linked with those. Do you need to be good at talking? Yes, that is a non-negotiable. Clear communication, confidence, basic articulation is crucial for this job. And this is how to really improve fast that no one really tells you about. You got to talk to strangers daily, read out loud, practice conversations with yourself in front of the mirror so you can understand how your mouth works and understand how it looks with your face and your facial expressions. So then you can better understand what you look like when you're talking to the prospect. The age requirements, anyone can do this, especially setters being younger. 18 plus is ideal just because if you're too young, then the prospect won't treat you seriously and you might not get hired right away. But 18 plus, very, very ideal. I broke into the space when I was 22 and I've done absolutely fantastic. 30 plus is in very high demand, especially for packages that are $25,000 to $50,000. We've seen a lot of the offers saying, I want older, more mature men and women, so then they can obviously treat the prospect seriously. And then the hidden opportunity here is the older is the better, which is actually quite interesting for this industry. It's different than a lot of people think with sales. And that builds just more trust, better communication, high demand for those bigger ticket products in the companies. Now, when it comes to being a setter versus a closer, here are the differences. A setter qualifies the leads and also books the calls. So think of a setter like a closer in training. It's not a bad thing to be a setter. And I think it's actually fantastic because you're going to help the closers close more and then you're going to make more in turn. So you work very closely with them. A closer takes the calls and collects the payments that the setters have booked and qualified. So very important. Those are the main two things that we teach here. The pay structure, closers earn on average 10% industry standard and setters about 5%. So an example, this would be a 5K deal, 500 closer, 250 for the setter. So about 750 in commissions total between the two of them, which is great. And a career path is very simple for this. So you start off as a setter, you learn the systems as you go, and then you move up to a closer. The next thing we have to discuss is a day in the life. So this is what it looks like. I briefly touched on it. So I mean, it's not crazy, but you wake up, you have warm leads on your calendar, you qualify those prospects, and you book or close calls. And that's it. Like that's all you do. The influencer is always already gathering those leads, sending them to your calendar. So they're working on the front end funnel of marketing and you just have to convert those leads. Most good offers maintain a 30 to 40% closing ratio, sometimes higher, but it's not something that's passive. It's effort, it's energy. This is an actual job that's earned actual hundreds of thousands for me. So this is why people love it. The upside is there's no fulfillment on the product. So you just sell the product. You don't have to worry about the customers, if they like the product, if they get the product delivered to them. That's the coach's jobs and the actual influencer. You just close the deals. There's high income potential because you can just take back to back sales calls, basically as much as you want. Now, during my peak, I was getting up to taking 16 calls per day during the busy months and I was crushing it, making 40,000 a month, working half the month. So it's definitely possible. Now, the best niches right now, so the top performing markets are trading, stocks, offers, AI, marketing agencies, lead generation, real estate. Airbnb is another big one right now with the big, beautiful bill, helping people basically lower their tax bill and get passive income through real estate and Airbnb. So those are just some of them, but the brand is always more important than the actual niche itself. So you could be in a fantastic, AI niche, very up and coming, and the brand of the influencer can be horrible. People don't trust the influencer because it's got a bad brand. And so that'll basically make your process so much harder to sell these leads because it's a bad brand. You want a good niche and a good brand, but ultimately the brand is better than the niche at the end of the day. So how to actually land your first role? There's two main paths here. You can network and referrals, which is ultimately how I got into the high ticket world, or you can cold outreach. Now, both of those require so much work on your perspective to go through daily. And I just uploaded another video, so go check that out. I'll link it up here in the card. But after you're done watching this, go see that. And it takes a lot of work, doing outreach, making sure that these people know who you are, how you can help them. Or the third path I didn't include here is just working with someone like me to actually help you get a job within 30 days. Okay. So it's very hard to actually find the offer owners. And that's what I spent so much time doing, is getting to know these offer owners, connecting with them, knowing which ones need help, and then getting you the job as the middleman. But the next thing that we have to discuss is what actually makes a good offer. So there's 3 criteria: strong personal brand, number 1. They have at least 200,000 plus in monthly revenue, and they have a loyal audience. If there's one of these that are missing, it's going to be a tough time selling on the offer. And I recommend you have all 3. A bad offer warning signs are low revenue, weak brand, there's not really a lot of demand, and that's just not ideal. We don't want that. We want strong brand, strong demand. How to actually become a closer. So you want to make yourself the obvious choice. And what I mean by this is when you're doing outreach to these companies, they got a lot of noise happening. They got hundreds of DMs per day, people that want to become clients. And now there's this random guy or girl texting them and DMing them and emailing them just some template that looks like AI wrote it. So you want to be standing out. You want to be very persuasive. And this is a big reason why owners will hire you, is because you're persuading them and they know that you're going to help persuade their clients because you persuaded them. So to be a top setter, you have to study the best performers, double their volumes, and really get through that learning curve as quick as possible. But is the industry actually saturated? No, it's actually growing quite heavily. It's billions of dollars per year. So there's more creators daily, more offers launching, more demand for closers and setters, but it's not a get rich quick. So it actually takes effort, and there's massive upside as long as you figure out those pieces. You can work from anywhere in the world. You have complete time freedom, and you have uncapped earning potential. So instead of being capped at a job that's $3,000-$4,000 a month, which just sucks, you're able to really build up those skills to be in the high ticket space. Now, another piece is it's saturated. You have to understand that there's a lot of AI building out right now. So with the industry that we're in, there is a massive chance that there won't ever be an AI robot to take over our positions, because our position requires on emotions and logic and selling complex packages to people. If they wanted this package, they would have bought it on their own, but it's too complex for someone just to click buy on their own for a $5,000 package. They need someone to help them through that process, build them through the fear, let them know they can do it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to click the like button and the subscribe button. And if you do want to break into the high ticket space, the easiest way is to join my mentorship. Click the link down below, apply, and we'll see if we can work together and make it happen. Take care, guys. See you in the next one.